What's good, everybody? I'm Skulltula, checking in on Industry's Most Wanted podcast.
You bring me questions and I burn the letters, and you think the answer would just lie down. You don't come around, they say come around, the key left, it's been a while. See the city out.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live on the Industry's Most Wanted podcast. Boom!
Wanted.
Listen, I heard we got Skulltula in the building. What's going on with you? How you doing? It's good to see you. Give me some love, man. First and foremost, boom, we transferring that good energy, positive vibes. Thank you for being here. Go ahead and give us that. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. It's my pleasure. Give us that official introduction.
I'm Skulltula. I'm an artist from Greenville, North Carolina.
Just out here working.
I rap and sing. Yep.
Dope. You rap and you sing? Oh, I'm going to have to put you on the spot today. No, I'm just playing. I only do that if they want to. It is never no pressure. So you're originally from Greenville, North Carolina? You grew up there?
Pretty much. I moved there in like the 4th grade. I was born in Springfield, Illinois.
Oh, okay. Got you. So you really, North Carolina is it for you?
Yeah, pretty much predominantly grew up there.
Yeah. What was it like? You know, take us through your childhood growing up out there.
It was great. I love the people there. I met a lot of friends in high school and stuff.
Yeah.
I met a lot of friends and stuff. Really great people out there.
That's dope. Being in that city, did it at all have an influence on you for wanting to do music, or was that a passion for you before you moved there from a young age?
I'd say pretty much from a young age, yeah. But it was one of those things where it was just like, yeah, bam, this is what I want to do.
That's dope. So you said you rap and you rap and you sing. Which one came first?
I guess singing.
Singing did?
Singing, yeah, when I was like a little kid.
Were you ever like in chorus at school or choir or anything like that?
I thought about it. It was recommended to me, but
Yeah.
it was nothing that I ever wanted to do.
Yeah. So how did you discover you could sing? I'm curious. Singing in the shower?
It's one of those things where you just started doing it.
Yeah.
And it developed.
Yeah. Understood. So when you were little, do you remember any of the songs that you used to like to sing?
Well, my old man, he had me like growing up on like, you know, all the old school rock and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the old school music.
Yeah.
R&B and all that stuff. So, yeah, I would sing a lot of Rolling Stones, stuff like that. He introduced me like Ray Charles, James Brown, so I like singing stuff like that too.
That is dope.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you had a very diverse sound with music, you know, going from the Rolling Stones to Ray Charles, like both legendary, but totally different types of music.
Yeah.
That is dope. That is really, really dope. With your singing, are you more on the like R&B soul side, or, you know, do you ever dive into doing singing on the maybe a little bit country side or whatever? Or is it more just strict R&B?
I'm not really a country fan like that. It's more
Me neither.
R&B soul like that, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to sing for us at all, a little bit, a little acapella? You don't have to. No pressure.
Really,
no, okay, that's fine. No worries. Trust me, I totally understand. You got a lot of times you want to be prepared for that. I get it.
Yeah.
So growing up, you know, in North Carolina, was there any outlets for you before you came to Atlanta, you know, that would help independent artists, you know, like events and stuff like that you got involved with?
I started out coming here every week.
Okay.
Like driving here and back from North Carolina, doing a artist development gig. And I fell in love with the area around here.
Yeah.
And I met Gamble through that artist development, and I was like, this is where I want to be.
Yeah. It's a great city.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in the music industry or entertainment as a whole, whether you're into film, music, Atlanta and the surrounding areas is thriving for that. It has been for a very, very long time. And I feel like I've been here for 10 years now, and I feel like it's only going up because film is becoming pretty predominant out here now, especially Tyler Perry's got a studio out here. How long have you lived in the city?
It's been a year, a little over a year now.
Okay, so still fairly new.
Yeah.
You're still figuring it out, learning your way around.
Still completely fresh to me.
Listen, I've been here for 10 years, and I still have to use my GPS to go to certain areas because stuff is so spread out here.
That's always going to be me.
Yeah.
That's always going to be me.
And what I've learned as well, too, is even if I know where I'm going, I still put it in my GPS because you don't know what this traffic's going to be doing out here. You might need to take an alternate route.
When I left my house, it said I was going to be here about 1:30. And I ended up being here like 1:45, a little past it.
Old Atlanta traffic, can't get around it. Yeah. It's funny, quick side story. On Thursday night, we did a listening party that's past downtown, and I live in Lawrenceville. What should have took me maybe 35, 40 minutes took me like an hour and 10 because they had all the protesting going on. There was a game going on at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It was a nightmare. So I was like, thank God I left early, you know, because you just never know what this traffic's going to do. So let's talk about when you were coming out here for the artist development program. You said, how long was that program?
18 months.
Oh, wow.
18 months, yeah.
So you completed the entire course of 18 months?
Yeah, I did the whole thing.
That is so dope. Can we dive into that just a little bit? Obviously we can't give people too much information because they need to take the course themselves. How did you find out about it?
It was during like the pandemic.
Yeah.
And funny thing, it was one of those job sites like Indeed. I think it was Indeed.
Yeah.
I found it on there, and I'm sitting here thinking I'm going to, you know, like a job interview or something.
Yeah.
Then it ends up turning like out to be like this thing where we were showcasing our music to them and stuff.
Wow.
And like sort of being like interviewed, you know, to be set up with like, here's a contract, you know.
Yeah.
We want you to do this for, you know, this set amount of months.
Yeah.
Then they brought me back in after I did it a couple months, and so we want you for the whole thing.
Wow.
So.
They were impressed.
Yeah.
And it probably was deeper than, okay, this guy's got good music, but he also understands what he needs to be doing. Like you were applying yourself, you know.
Yeah. He
actually
wants it. Yeah.
They seen the you wanted it. This was a passion for you. You know what I'm saying? How often, once you really got rolling with it, how often did you have to come back and forth?
Every week. It was every week.
Wow.
I would come every Wednesday.
That's dedication.
Record there, yeah.
How many hours, when you came on Wednesdays, how many hours was the session that you did with them?
So we would do like 30 minutes to an hour doing vocal lessons. Then we would do like a 2-hour block session, like a studio session.
Yeah.
Where we would write and record a song that day. And sometimes we would do like with a stage coach.
Yeah.
And we would work on stage presence and, you know, what we do on stage.
That is so dope. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know that. I know that there's probably stuff out there like that, but the particular one you did, I didn't know it existed. That lets you know how big Atlanta is because there's so much going on out here you found it and we're from a different city and I wasn't aware of it. I think
right
that
in the DeFore, you know, DeFore Hills. It's like right in that area.
Oh, that's not far from here. Yeah. That is really, really dope. So that you said took about 1.5 years to complete?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about when you graduated from it, I guess, per se, you know, when you finished was it a program, a course, both? Like, you know, what did they call it? Was it a program?
I guess it was like a program.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really know too much in depth.
Yeah. But it was
other than like, I want to show up here and do the work.
Yeah.
Because what else?
Absolutely. I think every artist out here, if they are serious about their craft and they want to elevate, they need to do that type of course. Even if it
helps because, you know, some of them, you know, they go viral somewhere.
Yeah. Then
they're thrown out onto a big ass stage in front of lots of people.
They don't know what they freeze up.
They don't even know their music like that. Yeah. And
exactly.
They're really bad.
You're right. I've been doing artist showcase and stuff for years and, you know, bless their heart. But some of the artists come out there and they get on stage and they're like, they're frozen. They get like stage fright, so it's important.
I mean, it's crazy if you've never been in that moment, in that situation.
Absolutely.
It's a sink or swim moment.
It is definitely a sink or swim. And you don't want to sink on that type of setting, you know. With that being said, you know, what would you say is one of the most valuable things that you learned taking this course?
It's it's a lot of self-discovery.
Yeah.
A lot of self-discovery. I think it's like finding your sound and finding the way that you want to assert yourself in this industry. Like the way that you view yourself as, am I the one on the stage, you know, that's doing the thing?
That is dope. Listen, I love that because a lot of people don't have that self-discovery. They don't see themselves in certain positions. They don't see themselves doing them big shows and stuff like that. Being in a course like that gets you prepared for all that stuff to let yourself know, you know what, I can do that and I will do that. That is really amazing. Any at all downsides to it, or was it pretty much everything that you learned and did throughout your year and a half was just like, man, it was all positive?
That schedule was grueling.
Yeah, I would imagine.
For the most part, it's one of those things where it's like how much you put into it is what you're getting out of it.
Man.
How much you believe in you.
Yes. It's a great statement. It's with anything. If we want to see results, we have to be consistent and we have to apply ourselves. I keep telling myself that about the gym. I got to just stay consistent.
Yeah, that's hard. That's one of those things where like the hardest part is just getting yourself there. And like once you're in it, you're in it. You're doing it.
That's me. You just explained me.
Yeah,
like
so many people.
I'm like, it's the whole process of getting myself ready and getting there. Once I'm there, I'm Gucci. I'm good. Mm-hmm. It's getting myself there. Even if it's 20 minutes away, so I'm in my head. Are you an overthinker?
I can be.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing about that is, it's like, once you're in it, like, that's when the thinking all stops.
Absolutely.
And that's what preparation is for.
Yes.
Anyways, all that preparation is for. Once you're in that moment, you turn it off.
Exactly. That's me in a nutshell. Like I'm an overthinker until I get there. Once I get there, it shuts off. Then I'm in my zone. Mm-hmm. But before I start thinking about all the scenarios that could potentially happen on the way there, all the scenarios that could happen while I'm there, I'm like, I got to stop doing that. I'm like self-sabotaging myself. So let's talk about your music, your musical style. You said when you sing, it's more on like the R&B soul type side. What about when you rap? Are you lyrical? Like, you know, kind of break that down
more
for
the
us.
Lyrical side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spitting bars.
But I try to do a little everything.
Yeah.
If there's something that I hear out there that I'm like, let me try my interpretation of that.
Yeah. I love that. I love the fact that you're open to experimenting with your sound.
Yeah.
That's so important as an artist because it's like you don't want to box yourself in. You want to, you know, expand yourself, expand your horizons per se. You know what I'm saying? And that sounds like what you're doing. How long would you say you've been really taking this music business seriously? Is it since you finished this course or was it prior to that?
Yeah, it's probably like right before that was kind of, you know, you're kind of just wandering about a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of lost a little bit. You know, because I had been taking care of my old man. You know, he had cancer and stuff, so I was taking care of him. And after he passed, so, you know.
My condolences.
Then it's like, thank you. And so then it's all that sudden, it's like, I've been doing this for so long, you know, being his caretaker, taking care of him.
Yeah.
What's my move now?
Yeah.
Now I'm free to do that.
He's transitioned, so now it's your turn. But you know what, though? God is going to bless you so huge for doing that. Not that we ever feel like it's our duty to do that.
That's not why we do it, but yeah.
Exactly.
It's not why we do it, but.
Right, absolutely. But because you were there for him up until his very last moment, and you probably made his transition easier, you know what I'm saying? Now God's going to bless you immensely. And now it's your turn. Now it's your turn to run out in the world and flourish. You've moved here to Atlanta. You know, how long ago was it your dad passed?
Four or so years now.
Yeah. So still fairly recent. You know, I don't want to dive in too deep because it makes me emotional because I lost my mom. So I understand how hard it is. But with that being said, what was some of the wisdom that he instilled in you, your pop instilled into you?
A lot of the music taste comes from him.
Yeah.
A lot of the music taste. He showed me so much stuff. Not so much the rap hip hop side. That stuff was the stuff that self-exploration.
Yeah.
But Yeah, all the stuff from the roots.
Yeah.
Like R&B, soul, the rock stuff. That was all from him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then just how I carry myself
Yeah.
as a man, like stuff that he instilled in me and my brother.
I love it. That is so dope. He left his legacy with you guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. His soul. Yeah, for sure.
And what he instilled in you has now become your absolute passion. I love that. I love the fact that when we can take away the good in it, like, you know, oftentimes when people lose somebody that they love, they linger on for so long grieving about it. And we do have to grieve, absolutely. But I feel like at the same time, we have to find the positive in it. And you did that. You're now pursuing your passion, what he instilled in you. And this is what he'd want you to do. He's here with us right now.
Right. Always here with me.
He's here with us right now.
I got his wedding ring on right now.
Oh, that is so dope. I love it. I absolutely love that. Most definitely. I feel like I can relate to you on that because I lost my sister to cancer at 41, and I lost my mom as well. So it's like, it's tough when you lose people close to you, but I think it also kind of builds us up stronger because it gives us a purpose. It absolutely gives us a purpose.
It's a force that drives us.
It is 100% because they're with, like you said, they're with us at all times. We can feel their presence with us. That's dope. I love it. Have you put any full bodies of work out, like EPs or albums, or have you been focusing on singles?
Just singles at the moment. We just dropped the first single for this project, so we're just letting that build up a little bit.
Yeah.
Until we drop the next one.
Yeah, building up some anticipation for the project. So what?
He told me to not necessarily rush this album.
Yeah.
Like, just go ahead and put it out there and stuff. Let's actually try to build a marketing and following for this.
Yeah. That's so important. You want to make sure that you build like that core fan base.
Yeah.
And then
That's
once,
where I'm at right
yeah, building that core fan base. And once you have that, then you start building the anticipation like you're doing now, dropping singles, maybe drop a music video here and there, doing shows, doing interviews, stuff like that, actually talking about it, bringing awareness to the fact.
Face in front of people.
Yeah.
My voice.
Absolutely. Most definitely. Is that something you enjoy doing? You know, like getting out there doing shows and doing media runs and stuff like that? Do you enjoy that part of it?
It's all new to me. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but I do enjoy it though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the more you do it, you'll love it.
Yeah, it's not nearly as bad as, you know, when you're thinking about it first, like we were talking about.
Yeah, being in our head.
Yeah.
I think about 100 scenarios of how stuff's going to go before I even get there. And then once I get there, it's like totally fine. I'm like, I'm beating myself up.
Just, once you get there, it's like, it's so easy when you're just like, oh,
yeah,
I really can just beat me.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the type of experience that I like to create for people here because I get social anxiety. You know what I'm saying? I really do. So it's like I try to create a really cool experience for people, not having a bunch of people in here hanging out that they don't know, because that can, you know, cause a distraction for people. I totally understand that. So what's the single that you just put out?
It is called Equal.
Equal.
With Leah LaCole.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about this song. Like, how did it come together?
We were at Gamble's. We went over to Gamble's studio, and I was needing, because I didn't have many features on my album, so we were looking for more features to put on there. And he knew her from the same place that I was at, the artist development.
Okay.
She did it too, like a little bit before I came there, and that's where he knew her from. And so he got us to the studio that night, and we wrote that song and recorded it there at his studio.
So when you were in the studio, you were in the studio with her working?
Yeah. We were in there together, wrote the song. Sort of wrote our parts separate and then went in the booth. But it was cool because we wrote our parts like separately, but yet when we went to record it, they complemented each other so perfectly.
Dope.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like, you know, being in the studio, even like you said, you wrote your verses separately, you know, still having that vibe, working with another artist that you didn't really know. What was that vibe like for you?
It was interesting because that was the first woman like that I had on like one of my songs before. I'd never had like another like singer like that hop on one of my songs. So like that was cool and interesting. You know, just you know, one goes in the booth. I think I went in first, so it was like it's just really cool. Like also when you see somebody else doing what they do and the same thing, it's an inspiring thing. Like
Yeah.
it's influential.
Absolutely. When you're around other people who are just as passionate about this as you, it lights a fire up under you.
It does. It makes you better.
Yeah.
It makes you better.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this. You sing and you rap. Is your recording style different from when you sing versus when you rap?
Not really. I don't think so.
It's about the same?
I approach it pretty much the same way,
Yeah.
With the singing, though, I do try to memorize it as much as I can.
Yeah.
But, because, the rap's a little more, especially if I already wrote it there on the, spot that day. It's hard to remember all that, so.
Right. With rapping, you can punch in and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
too.
with singing, you don't necessarily want to do that.
No, because it doesn't give it the same dictation and all that stuff. It
Absolutely.
flows seamlessly.
Absolutely. Who's engineering your music for you?
Gamble.
Gamble is?
Gamble does it, yeah.
That is dope. So he engineers the rap music and the singing as well.
Yeah, all of it. He's great. He's phenomenal.
Dope. I met him. I don't even remember where we met. Like, gosh, we've met so long ago. It's like, you meet so many people along the way in your journey. Like, oftentimes you're like, I can't even remember where we met. I just know we met and we've been cool. And he's just been a good person to work with. What would you say, working with him has been like the overall experience working with Gamble, the producer?
It's one of those artist-producer relationships where, like, the first day we went in, like, it all clicked.
Yeah.
Like, he was the second producer that I worked with when I was at the artist development. And it was one of those things, like, he starts making a loop and stuff and, like, working on the beat, and I'm immediately like, I got something for this, or, like, I'm immediately singing something, hearing melodies in my head. It's just one of those things where it just clicks.
Yeah.
All just clicks.
Came very natural for you.
Yeah.
That's dope.
His sound is just complimenting.
Yeah.
Really complimenting.
How important is it to you as an artist, especially because you rap and you sing, and the engineering style from a singer versus rapper has to be different because they got to really get in there on your vocals when you're singing versus rapping? It can be a little bit more gritty, if that makes sense. How important is it to find an engineer for yourself, which you did, that can nail both of them for you, that can really knock it out the park on the singing and the rapping?
One of the things is so neither one of us are doing a whole lot of thinking. Like, he hears what you do, how you sound, and he immediately knows, like, what to do on his side to make that, all mesh, and just so nobody's thinking. Like, it's all just doing.
Absolutely. And once you find an engineer that understands your sound, you want to stick with them.
Yeah. Yep.
Because in your head, you can hear it already in your head. You can hear the final product in your head before it's even done. You know what you want it to sound like, but trying to explain that to somebody is almost impossible.
And sometimes I don't even do that. Like, it's just like, I let him do his thing. Like, he's professional, been doing this forever. Sometimes I don't even know what I want it to sound like. Like, I'm just flowing in the moment myself. So it's like one of those things when he makes a beat and then I hear something, like, it's just one of those relationships where, like, the music just sort of, like, makes itself.
Yeah. You guys make a great team, it sounds like.
Yeah.
That is really, really dope. What would you say out of all the songs that you've released, whether it's a song where you're singing or a song where you're rapping, which one is like the most heartfelt, most personal song for you? Was it one maybe you wrote after your pops passed away?
Like, on the project?
Like, just period. Like, what's the most personal song for you?
That's tough. My favorite song on the album is Galaxy Afar.
Okay.
That's going to be one but personally,
did you write
maybe Lonely? I'm not sure which one.
Yeah. Did you write anything like maybe right after your dad passed that was just like really heartfelt and personal for you?
I did. I've written a couple things, and especially during the artist development, I actually wrote a couple songs.
Yeah.
But it was with different producers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were really
real personal for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you find yourself like stuff that you go through, obviously, losing your dad, and there's other stuff we go through in life. Do you find yourself pouring a lot of that into your music?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. it's one of those things too. Again, like we were talking about earlier, him always being with us and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, when I go in the booth, you know, I ask him for his help and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
I pray and shit like that.
Yeah. That is dope, man. When you wake up in the morning, right? You're laying in the bed, eyes pop open, right? Before you step out of the bed, before your foot touches the floor, what do you do?
It depends. It could be a range of things. It's, you know, like whatever I'm feeling in the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because sometimes I'll wake up and there's already, like, you know, lyrics in my head.
Yeah.
That I write down. Sometimes there's poetry and stuff. Sometimes nothing at all. Sometimes you just look at your phone.
Yeah.
You know.
So you do wake up sometimes with stuff on your heart or your mind.
I don't have no routine or anything, but sometimes you come out of a dream and you saw something in the dream that you wanted to write about. I mean,
so have you, where I'm leading up to with this is, have you done that? Like, have you woke up with, maybe you had a dream about something and you actually ended up doing a song about it?
Yeah. Actually, there's plenty of stuff that I did. There's one where it was like I literally saw the poetry written down, and like I woke up, remembered it all. Like I wrote it down like really fast because I was trying to like
remember it all,
retain it all. And then I was trying to read it later on. You know, when I took it to the studio, trying to read it later on. It took me quite a while to decipher what I wrote.
Yeah, to interpret like, what the heck is this? Because like our dreams oftentimes seem like they're super long, but they say they're only like a few seconds long. I'm like, how is that possible when it seemed like it was?
It's like the last few minutes or something of your actual sleep. But
right.
They do feel like they're forever.
Forever,
sometimes, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's dope that yours are vivid enough that you actually remember a lot of them, because some people don't.
Yeah, some people do stuff like dream journals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or write what they down, because that does help you remember better.
Absolutely.
It just depends on the dream and like the feeling that it gave me.
Yeah.
Is how I remember it so vividly.
Absolutely. Is there other things outside of music that pique your interest? Like, do you ever desire to maybe get into doing film, like acting or anything like that?
That'd be fun. I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about the Rolling Stones earlier.
Yeah.
Like Mick Jagger is one of my biggest influences.
Yeah.
Like I would play him in like if their role ever
I could
opened
see
up, play
that.
him in a movie, I would love to do that.
I could see that. That would be super dope. We might need to get you an agent. You know what I'm saying? Like, tap you into film. That would be dope because it all kind of ties in. What about like sync licensing, where you actually get your music into film? Is that something you've looked into?
Like like that song we we're talking about, the single we got. Like there's so many like TV shows that I would hear that in and stuff. It's got that kind of feel to it. That's like a cinematic impact to it.
Absolutely. Maybe get with Gamble, since he's pretty connected in the industry, and have him. Maybe he already knows, or have him do some research on.
We've talked about it before.
Yeah,
he has some people that are interested in doing stuff like that.
Absolutely, I think because that right there is that residual money.
That's the money that builds up.
Right.
That builds up. Yeah.
Right, especially if it's like a hit movie or a series that people watch over and over again. Like every time they watch
paid
it,
every time.
Getting
Every
a
time
check.
that shit gets spent.
Absolutely, most definitely. Now, if you got into acting, right? If you got into acting, what would be like the type of character you want to play? Would you want to be a comedian, a villain? What would you want to be? Rom-com?
Villain would be fun. I like that. I like that kind of. I like to get into that kind of character, especially in musically.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun.
That would be super dope. Yeah, definitely something to look into as well as getting into film. I'm always interested in that because I'm a believer that we have to have multiple hustles, right? We cannot just do one thing, although you have to focus and kind of perfect one thing and then move on to the next one.
The thing is with that is like, the rapping and the singing, like being a music artist, that's where I truly want to be great.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I'm going to work and put my time into, like, to actually be great at it. Like, it's awesome to be, good at multiple things.
Of course.
Multifaceted, but, there's something about being, like, truly great.
Yeah.
At that one thing.
Legendary.
Yeah.
People will look at you and say, when you're transitioned and you're with your pops, people are going to be like, he was a legend. Yeah. And that's what you want. You want to leave that legacy. Absolutely, most definitely. Do you have a title for the album yet?
Fly on the Wall. Fly on the Wall is what we call it.
I like that. Yeah. That's dope. I'm really big on when people create titles for their song or for their album and they're like off the wall per se. You're, the fly on the wall, because it's more intriguing. People want to listen. They're going to be like, fly on the wall? What is he going to be talking about? Yeah. How did you come up with that name?
We had a song that was called Fly on the Wall.
Okay.
I named it that. Me and Gamble made that together. And I kind of wanted to, or we just eventually was like sitting together like, all right, let's put a project together, because we got like a whole catalog of songs that we made there.
Yeah.
That all fit together and mesh together and sort of has a sound conceptually.
Yeah.
The lyrics even have a sound conceptually.
That's dope.
So it was one of those things where it was like, let's call it Fly on the Wall. Like, that'll be like the concept.
Yeah.
Sort of the concept of it.
That's dope. And it's dope that you really understand how to orchestrate and put a project together, because sometimes you hear albums and it doesn't flow at all. It's like kind of all over the place.
Some of them are kind of like trying to throw a greatest hits together.
Yeah, something. More like a mixtape.
It's like a entire project compiled of singles.
Yes.
Like they just kept dropping singles, and then like, all right, well, let's just throw it all together and make an EP.
Exactly.
Like Ice Spice or somebody would be like an example of that.
Right.
So like,
exactly. I love the fact that you're actually constructing it to make it flow all the way together, all the way down to the lyrics. That is really, really dope. How many songs are we going to anticipate on the project?
Let's see. I think we got like 12, 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it going to be released before the end of this year?
We don't have an official release date for it. We've been pushing singles, like just seeing. We're just really trying to get eyes and ears on it.
Yeah.
Get people's attention.
Yes. You know what you should do, and maybe perhaps you've already thought about doing this, is before you listen to it, bring some of the people in that you really rock with, and you do like a little listening party. That way you can.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
Yeah. Get people's feedback. I've done a ton of listening parties and hosted them, and they're very effective, because what I do is I go around and I get people's feedback, and sometimes they'll write it down. That's the type of stuff that you need. That way, because a lot of times, and you're going to probably feel me on this, the song that you as the artist feel like is going to be the one, they go with this one over here.
That happened recently. Yeah, that happened recently. I just did like a show like this recently. With Johnny Cabell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know him.
Yes, I definitely do.
Yeah, so he sort of has his show like that, where it's like they play the songs and I sort of perform them, and then we get feedback from it. My favorite song, like, people were like, it's good, but like this song, is one, and it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm still like, this is my favorite one. This is my baby right here, but I don't know.
Absolutely. No, it happens like that. It's funny because I had an artist that I've been working with, and he was torn between two songs. So I told him, I said, let's go on Instagram Live and have people vote. And he was like, oh, I already know it's going to be this song. It was the other song. And he's like, I can't believe it, but it's like, at the end of the day, you want to give the people what they want. You want to still obviously put that other song out because, like you said, it's your baby. Yeah. But, maybe the first one you release is going to be the one that the people want, to build that anticipation. So, yeah, doing that type of stuff is important, because it makes your fans feel like they're a part of the process when they can help you pick and choose. So the project will Fly on the Wall. No anticipated release date at the moment. It's still in the works.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you're taking your time with it. Are you planning on shooting some music videos?
I already got one for Equal.
You do?
Yeah.
That's dope. I haven't seen it, so I'm going to make sure I check it out. Give us a little concept of it.
So we filmed it around like Piedmont, that area, and I feel like it sort of fits the vibe of like what it is, because it's like sort of like a relationship sort of thing.
Yeah.
And she's playing like the positive aspect of it.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about the villain thing.
Yeah.
I went the villain route with it, like the toxic route of it. And I feel like what the videographer captured sort of gives that, you know, for whatever budget we were working
Of
with.
course.
You know, like we don't have crazy visuals
Of
or
course.
anything, but I think the atmosphere of it really fit, like,
Absolutely.
where the song goes.
Yeah, I mean, really, honestly, like, you can produce a phenomenal video on a decent budget if you have that vision already in your head of what you want to do. You don't need to go out there and rent Airbnbs and expensive cars. Like, to me, that almost becomes corny when people know that you're still on the rise. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to give them a good visual, but you don't have to spend $5,000 doing it. That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can ball out on a budget. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely. Do you have anything else coming up in the works that you want to make sure everybody knows about?
I do got a single with guy Finito Beats,
Okay.
Marcus. I do got a song with him that's all finished, mastered, and all that I want to put out. I just want to get a little more, push Equal a little more so I can get a little more eyes and ears on it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Absolutely. With the song Equal, have you done a press release for it yet?
Just put it out on the internet and stuff. It's like on all the streaming platforms.
I'll talk to you about that off air. Because I can help you do
it.
That's one of the things I do. I write press
advice.
releases. Yeah,
this is the stuff that I don't know yet. I'm not hip to this yet. So
listen, we're about to work. We're gonna put in some work together. I'm excited to be working with you because I love your style. I love your image. I love the fact that you're multifaceted. You're not just stuck into one thing. You're open to trying new sounds and doing different styles of music.
That's how you grow.
That's
how you can be the best you.
Yes, absolutely. You're out here on your grind, right? What would you say is your definition of grind? Give us your definition.
See, the thing is, like, I'm not really like a grind type myself, though. Like, you know, like I don't really like. For me, it's more one of those things. All right, you give me a date and time to show up here, and I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna do the best that I possibly can in that moment. But other than that, it's like I'm not addicted to it. I don't want to be like. I turned that part of me off. Yeah. Sometimes I just want to sit and play a video game. And stuff like that,
you have to take time for yourself. Yeah. It is so important. I get up every morning that the weather's nice and I go for a walk. Like, that's my me time. That's my time to clear my mind. That's my time to talk to myself because I find myself doing that a lot. For you, it's maybe
healthy for you.
It is, absolutely. Playing video games, that could be your mental therapy. Mm-hmm. We all have to set time aside for ourselves. Like you said, you don't want to be addicted to it. You know, this is your baby. This is your love, your passion.
By it at all.
Right. Absolutely, most definitely. So Fly on the Wall is the album that we can anticipate coming soon. We'll say that. Equal is out now. Visual is out for Equal now, correct? Mm-hmm. So they can go check that out.
Yeah, on YouTube.
That is dope, man. Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time. Couple things we got to do, man. Tell everybody where they can follow you at.
Nice Skulltula everywhere. Nice Skulltula.
Yeah.
That'll be NICE. Skull and then Tula, like Tula.
Yeah, I see you got the skull on right there. That's super dope.
Sort of like trying to make that my trademark sort of thing.
I love it. I love it. That is dope. And I love the color theme, the pink. It looks good on you. Like, and I see you got the skull on your shirt.
Pink and purple are like my favorite colors.
Yeah.
Pink, purple and blue. Like, purple is my main favorite.
Yeah. Listen, purple and blue are my colors. If you go into my radio room, that's the theme, purple and blue. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you on that. Tell us, how did you come up with the concept for your name? I'm curious about that.
Actually, a video game, Zelda.
Okay.
It's like Zelda, the game series, is my favorite.
Yeah.
My absolute favorite game series. And so there's like a skull spider monster called Skulltula. They called it Skulltula. And I don't know, like, so Nice came from way back in high school.
Okay.
Like, this dude called me Be Nice.
Yeah.
At one point.
You nice with
Bryce. It. Yeah. My name's Bryce, so you say Be Nice, you know, like sort of.
Yeah. A little spin-off of your name.
Camaraderie, and then it stuck. Like, everybody would eventually call it. And it was eventually shortened to Nice. So sometimes, like, a lot of people call me Nice. All my friends do.
Yeah.
And so I just combined the two together.
I love it because it's different. Again, you want to find ways to stand out, and you absolutely nailed that.
So
I love
they
it.
said at the artist development thing, he was like, you know, because he just kept talking about how much I was, you know, different.
You are.
And all that.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I told him my name, and even then he was like, so See, even there.
Yeah, you've nailed it in every aspect. Like we don't want to box ourselves in. We don't want to fit in. We want to stand out. And you've absolutely figured out how to do that. And I love it. You know what I'm saying? In a great presentable kind of way. There's some weirdos out here who just be doing some off the wall stuff.
Yeah, you're right. I think there's a whole lot, probably way too many people that, like
over the top
create characters.
Yeah.
That, again, this is being consumed by this whole thing.
Absolutely. It's a whole facade that they put on that eventually they're not going to be able to keep up with.
It's like, like it's cool what you are, but like I feel like you're going that route of being weird for the look,
It's clout.
Of it just being 100% you.
Absolutely. They're doing it for clout. And I can't stand that. Like it's degrading to the culture when people do that. So, anybody you want to shout out to, show some love to?
Always just my family, my mama.
That's,
Gamble, Marcus, all them, the people that I work with. Got much love for them.
Yeah. Shout out to yourself too.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, man.
Self-love.
Yeah, self-love is important. Absolutely. Last but not least, we're live. Industry's Most Wanted podcast.
Wanted.
Right now, I need you to go ahead and tell everybody what makes you the industry's most wanted.
Oh, man. I'm just me. That's the thing. Authentic me. I show up as me.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing you can always count on me for.
Being yourself. Absolutely. And that's what we want. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. Can I get some more love one more time? That good energy, positive vibes. Appreciate it. We up out of here, you guys.
Truth just gotta be told. If you in this shit, can't switch up on your people. Gotta treat them with respect like they your equal.